Hello everyone, this is Jake from Down the Weeaboo Hole, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. This chapter was absolutely insane. There is so much to talk about. I'm just going to get straight into it. We get this beautiful color spread this week with characters from the Dressrosa arc, Whole Cake Island, and Wano, and we also get a bunch of the warlords too. Super beautiful, great action scene, but who gives a crap, right? And we also get a cover story of Karoo gets jealous of a flock of sparrows singing with Vivi. Awesome seeing Vivi, but let's just keep going. So we're back to what I've always wanted in the series, a Zoro and Sanji team up, and they are looking super damn cool in the first panel of this chapter. I'm loving the explosions in front of them and like the minimalism in it. Just a great first panel. We then see that King and Queen have been knocked down, but they're not down for the count. There's no way they would have been defeated by those hits last chapter. Hyogoro tells everyone that we need to make sure that no one interferes with this fight, because it's going to be a big one. We get a bit more about King's backstory, which makes me very happy. Marco reminisces about Pops. Marco remembers the conversation he had with Whitebeard about God's land being on top of Marijois. And what the hell is God's land now? We got God's Valley, now we got God's Land, and a few chapters ago, Who's Who brought up that Sun God, and then Izo saves Marco from being gunned down because he's too much into his thoughts, and then he asks Izo, do you believe in God? So God's very important in One Piece, apparently. We knew that from Eneru, but now it's even becoming more impactful, it seems. I don't know if Im-sama might be considered a god. I don't know. This is just like the beginning of the mysteries for this chapter. I absolutely love this chapter. It's amazing. So King and Queen get back up and they continue their fight against Zoro and Sanji. Sanji mentions that he's feeling kind of off ever since using the raid suit the second time, so I don't know how that's going to affect his fight. Then you got Zoro protecting Sanji from one of King's attacks, and he's like, you owe me one. But then immediately Queen tries to attack Zoro, and then Sanji deflects his attack, so they're even. I'm already loving this fight. So then Queen starts talking about Sanji's siblings and how they're all enhanced humans, and he thinks Sanji is an enhanced human as well, but Sanji's like, hell no. Sanji's just a regular human being, but Queen's not having any of that. Literally, I just understood what happened in this chapter. So King is Lunarian, because I was kind of confused of what a Lunarian is, but Queen mentions, are you stupid? What kind of human can burst into flames? And we've seen that King is pretty much on fire all the time, so he is a Lunarian, and a Lunarian is a moon person, and there's all these One Piece theories about civilizations living on the moon. This just got even more crazy, I just realized. They need to delve into King a lot more, please, because this just got very cool. Sanji's able to burst into flames by himself, so maybe he's a Lunarian. Maybe Sora was a Lunarian too. Who knows where Judge found Sora? This is holy moly. But we're still not done with like the crazy revelations in this chapter, because we got Zoro continuing his fight with King, and King's fighting a little dirty, and so Zoro's like, well, you never said you were a swordsman, so Zoro has no problem fighting dirty in this fight as well, which is awesome. And then Kawamatsu starts mentioning that Zoro reminds him of the old daimyo of Ringo, Shimotsuki Ushimaru, and he was a descendant of Ryuma, so now is Zoro either a reincarnation of Ryuma, or is he a descendant as well? I'm thinking more of a reincarnation, even though we saw Ryuma was still alive, kind of, but I don't know how reincarnation works in One Piece. But they also mentioned that Ryuma was a one-eyed samurai as well, so they are drawing quite a bit of parallels. So that was pretty awesome. I think the fan base is going to be speculating like crazy now, both for Sanji and Zoro, possible origins for both of them. And now we switch over to Jack fighting Inuarashi, and Inuarashi grabs Jack's trunk and launches him out of the second floor treasure repository, and there is a hole in the ceiling, so Inuarashi is able to transform into a Sulong form, and I really hope he takes down Jack. I'm very surprised that Inuarashi is the one to take down Jack. I thought it was going to be like one of the Straw Hats, but I'm okay with Inuarashi doing it. And then we switch over to Nekomamushi, who's fighting Perospero, and he is transformed into a Sulong form, so there's this really nice duality between the two, and I feel like this is like probably the end of like the Zoe storyline. So things are not looking good for our girl Carrot. I do not think she's going to join the Straw Hats anymore. Every chapter, it's like my interest in her joining is dwindling, which is pretty sad because I was really hyped for her a lot in Whole Cake Island, but I guess we'll see what happens with her. Then we switch over to Raizo versus Fukurakuju, and this is like a little bit of foreshadowing about like the next page, and they're talking about that Wano itself will shape Momonosuke-sama's growth because Fukurakuju thinks it's kind of dumb to serve a glorified child, which I agree with. But then the chapter ends with Kaido fighting Luffy a third time, and that's what I thought, but then I switched to the next page, and it's Momonosuke, and he has aged up thanks to Shinobu's devil fruit. He is now 28 years old. His dragon devil fruit has aged up as well. He looks like Kaido, and we might get a dragon battle or something. And Shinobu mentions that he looks like Odin when he's older, or that's like the impression I get. And now Luffy and Momo are gonna go back and fight Kaido, and this is exciting. This was just an amazing chapter, just absolutely amazing with the mysteries and the speculation that's going to come from all this like little knowledge. I'm most interested in the Lunarians and how maybe Sanji could be one, and that could explain why he's able to do Diablo Jambe. I never really thought about it. I just thought that was just Sanji's technique, like, but maybe he could be. You think Sanji's backstory is over? Maybe not. But let me know what you think about today's chapter in the comments below. I really want to know your theories and just what you thought of all this information that we just got out of nowhere. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you want to talk to me directly about One Piece or any other anime, come join the Discord. Take care, everyone, and I believe there is no break next week, and I am very hyped to see next chapter.